Hey guys, so now that spring is finally warming up, I'm really excited because all year long I've had this idea of where I want my style to go this year. Just like a restructuring of my wardrobe and how I want to look and feel when I hit the streets. At the top of the year, I made this Pinterest board with a bunch of references. So, like fewer layers, crop silhouettes, a little bit of elevated style paired with like a lot of relaxed pieces. Essentially, I'm trying to take the best parts of my style over the years and just condense those into one sort of micro wardrobe that I just focus on. Over the past few months, I've kind of been obsessed with Austin Butler. Just like seeing him on the red carpet, and every time I see him, he just looks incredible. And funny enough, he really reminds me of this aesthetic that I'm going for, that I've been building, going for more comfort, less dramatics, and just a sort of return to traditional menswear staples. I mean, without a doubt, I think he's arguably the best dressed man in Hollywood, and it's because he's really smart about what he wears. He understands his body, and he has this real focus on like the pure essence of masculinity and American masculinity, I think. One of the best things about his style is that a lot of what he wears usually, there's not like a flashy logo, there's not like some crazy pattern. So it's very simple, clean pieces. When you think about the cool kids today, a lot of them love like these big logos and looking expensive versus looking good. And he really has an idea of how to look good without doing a lot. Which means that if you're trying to sort of echo that style, it's easy for you to find a comparable piece no matter where you shop, whether you shop at Bergdorf, Zara, or the thrift store. You can find a bomber jacket at all of those price points and sort of echo the looks that he gives in a way that works for you, which I love. I think that's great. And with that said, when you think about the composition of his wardrobe, a lot of minimal pieces that are really strong and that aren't too flashy, that means that you can create a capsule wardrobe for yourself without breaking the bank or without going beyond your budget. And because they're clean and minimal, you can really mix and match them in so many different combinations to get a lot of wear and versatility from your wardrobe. So it's a win-win-win. All right, so let's actually take a closer look at his style. So I break it up into 3 categories. You have casual, which is just him out on the street doing his thing. You have red carpet, which is obviously dressier, and he likes to dress up. And then we'll say in between, which I think is not too dressy, but not too relaxed. He's sort of like, he's giving a fashion moment, but he's not doing too much. All right, so for his casual or street looks, he has this very like American rebel energy to it. Like you'll catch him with a strong jacket or a coat thrown over a hoodie or a cropped or oversized vintage tee. If he's rocking a logo or branding of some sort, it's probably on like a vintage tee or a hoodie. Other than that, he keeps it really minimal and clean, like we talked about before. He sticks with a lot of pieces that look aged or sort of like military style, like a bomber jacket, a long line duster, or an aviator jacket, for example, which I think goes back to building his brand as this American leading man, almost like a call back to the heroes that came before us, those American 1950s, 1940s types of aesthetics. And obviously he's in Masters of the Air this past year. And I think just like those ideas playing Elvis, I think he just is in love with that time in a way, and he lets that come through. And then he'll finish things off with a trucker cap and some boots, maybe with some straight fit denim or trousers. He keeps it simple, easy, and cool. Now, if you saw him in Elvis, you know that that film is as much a fashion film as it is a biopic. It's as much about the clothes as it is about Elvis. He looks amazing. And his red carpet moments have completely elevated and evolved ever since that press tour. He usually sticks with clean suits, often double-breasted, with none of the extraness that a lot of today's cool kids like to do and just take way too far. He loves a strong shoulder, and they love him back because he always looks great. And if he's not rocking a bow tie of some sort, he's probably got an open chest, leaning into that masculine energy, showing off the chest without taking it too far or looking underdressed. And if there's gonna be a statement, it's probably gonna be through a dress shirt, maybe some frills or pleats. And he sticks with these wider leg trousers and a nice boot that just make him look elegant, tasteful, and honestly, he's goals. And then finally, the in-between category I think of as his fashion category. So this is, I think, when he sort of flexes his real style muscles.
I like this fit. What are you wearing this evening?
This is helmet line.
Now, to be clear, just because he doesn't push the boundaries all the time doesn't mean that he can't. The fashion brands love him. I mean, he's an ambassador for YSL. I think he works with Gucci. But I think it's him making these choices to keep things subtle, to keep things, I guess, relatable for the guys that are looking at him. And I think it's really smart. And I very much respect this because he can make a tank top and a coat look so expensive. Like, this is actually one of my favorite style references, period. I love it so much. And if you really pay attention, you see how he keeps these specific accent pieces that actually double as thirst straps. I mean, mean, I'm sure he would never admit it, but it's kind of obvious if you look at it. Like the tank top, for example, which again just incorporates his chest into things. You have a cuff sleeve that he'll cuff right at the perfect spot to show just the right amount of bicep. The little chain to draw attention to his neckline. It's slick, but it's obvious. And it works. You know, the man looks incredible, always, and cool, which I think is the best part. So as always, you guys know I love putting looks together for these videos, so I grabbed a few pieces from my closet. So I have accessories, boots, pants, jackets, shirts, and suiting that I felt fit these points that I just took you through, and let's put some looks together. Okay, so I played around with a few outfits, but for the sake of time, I'll focus on 3. First up, let's take on the casual. I've been cropping and distressing a few tees that I had laying around, so I threw on this one some straight leg work trousers. Both the shirt and the pants are from Abercrombie. I went for some boots, threw on this washed bomber from ASOS, and then finished things up with my favorite checkered cap up top. It's warming up in New York City at last, finally. So while I won't be wearing military style jackets for much longer, I can swap these out for lighter layers like an overshirt or a shacket, as some people call them, or just go for the tee on its own. I mean, it'll pretty much give the same amount of comfort, really, just different degrees of body. Okay, so for in between, I was really inspired by this look of his. I just think he looks so cool, but I didn't really have denim pieces that I could use to work with this, so I kept the color palette and just changed up the fabrics. I threw on this double-breasted blazer from Vigo and went for one of those accent pieces, those thirst straps that I mentioned before with the tank top. I think this combo feels pretty cool for the summer ahead, and down below I went for some looser fitting trousers, as our guy is known to do, and some boots for a little pop below. The pieces are all logoless and pretty neutral, so like we talked about before, you can really get the same effect if you swapped in a different pair of pants or a different blazer. Like I said, there's a lot of versatility to this approach, so that mixing and matching really will take your wardrobe a lot further. I threw on my Robin blue Citizen watch to expand that blue color palette just a little bit further, and as an extra accent, I got that little chain there to just add a nice pop around the neckline. I think it's the right balance of relaxed and dressy. I like this. Alright guys, and finally the red carpet aesthetic. So if you've seen my other videos, you probably know that I'm not the most conservative guy when it comes to suited dressing. I tend to just do things my own way and just have fun. So I ditched the whole conservative side of the red carpet aesthetic and I decided to go on the more flashy side, which he's known to do every once in a while. I played around with the lower neckline with the shawl color shirt, just to show off the chest like he so often does. And I mean, he is known to give a nice blouse moment, so stick with me here, just keep watching. I threw the double-breasted blazer back on top and pulled out the matching pants for a clean double-breasted suit from head to toe to keep the rest of the fit nice and more traditional. And down below, I have a clean, strong Chelsea boot with a point, not a rounded toe, like we talked about before. And so funny enough, I actually filmed the outfits before filming this section right now, of me talking to the camera doing commentary. And I pulled some style references, obviously, to do all this research, but I didn't find all of them, like all the photos that were in my mind and how I saw him. I wanted to just like look for some more outfits just to make sure that I had everything sort of covered, and I found these 2 photos that I think completely validate the look that I put together here. I think both of these, from the color palette to the actual styling, I think I got my look pretty spot on. I think I did a good job. So pat on the back for me. I'm proud of what I did. Thank you. Okay, so I hope you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about because I think it's pretty hard to deny. The guy is killing it. I mean, I know I added some of his photos to my reference boards on Pinterest. Yeah, and I think also working on this video just got me really excited to work on that capsule wardrobe that I told you guys about. So I think it's gonna be a pretty stylish year. But also, you guys tell me, who else do you think is out there that's really killing it? I'm sure some of you guys are gonna say Timothée Chalamet. Who else? Like, who do you guys think is really out there making an impact in the men's style space? And maybe I'll do a video for them next. Alright guys, that's all I got. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, remember to actually like. Comment down below, let me know what you think about this video and about this concept, because I've never done this sort of style study, if you want to call it. And also, check out my other videos for more inspiration. With that said, I'm going to let you go, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.